we're going to jump straight into this one. The undrafted free agent, Darien Butler, 5'10", 225-pound linebacker, closer to 220 pounds right now because he did trim down weight so he can be a little bit faster, and the tape definitely shows it. Now we're going to jump right into it, y'all. We're not going to waste any time. This dude really played lights out and deserved a spot on the final 53-man roster for this Las Vegas Raiders. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at his pass coverage first, and then we're going to look at some run defense. I like to bunch up the play so then we can have an idea of his skill set on a consistent basis. So this first play right here, we're going to see him in coverage, and he's going to guard Mike Gesicki, which is actually a pretty good tight end if you ask me. He's one of the top 10 tight ends in the league, and here he's able to get some coverage on him, get hands on him later down the field. Nothing that's going to disrupt his route too much, but still able to keep him in position to cover a great tight end. And this is a rookie undrafted free agent being able to do this to a top 10 tight end. So I wouldn't say too bad of a throw, because when you go back and you actually look where the throw lands, he's trying to save his tight end from getting killed. And honestly, Gesicki could have made a play, but you could see the hand come in here, and it was tough to make. Now, moving on, this play right here is away from Darien Butler. This is the interception by Luke Masterson. And you'll see, initially, they're lined up pretty much at the same spot. And then look at the corner at the top of the screen and see they're lined up at the same spot as well. Now, look who gets the initial drop. Look who gets the first drop, and it's Darien Butler. He gets deepest into his coverage before anybody else. And then you can see that corner kind of get further back. But at that point, Mac Jones is looking for the crosser. And because Darien Butler went so deep into his zone, Mac Jones has to turn back and look for something else. And then also, I'd like to give a shout out for Neil Farrell Jr. because you can see he's in the backfield, forcing Mac Jones to roll to his right. Then Mac Jones thinks he has an open man, sets up, tries to laser it in there, but Luke Masterson is underneath to be able to come in and snatch the ball out of the sky, run it back, looking like a damn offensive weapon out there in Luke Masterson. But I feel like this was initially set up by Darien Butler, being able to get so deep into his drop. And watch Neil Farrell Jr. just driving. Look how far Neil Farrell Jr. is going into the backfield. Darien Butler is deep. He's already about 10 yards into his drop at this point. He's the furthest guy out of the two cornerbacks and out of the two linebackers, making Mac Jones have a second read, have a second decision, throw the interception, and that's a money ball. Taking it to the other side of the field, setting up the offense in great field position, being able to score. Let's look at it from the end zone angle ultimately, and you can see big 5'8" right there. Darien Butler coming through, trying to set up a play for Masterson, and you can see that play action pass barely even phases him. Barely phases the man. Let's take a look at this and see how his reaction time is. Mac Jones opens up to go ahead and give the handoff, and he's already dropping into his zone. And that's what you like to see. He didn't really waste any time to get into his zone or be fooled by any type of run play. So I definitely like to see that. His IQ was pretty high. Play recognition looked very good on that play. And these are just a couple of more pass coverage situations to where he was able to continue. Don't mind the notification. That's Fantasy League going for you. I'm just keeping it real. And here, he's able to stick on a man. Scramble drill happens, right? Scramble drill. What do you do in a scramble drill? First thing you do is you want to go ahead and stick to the man closest to you. Underneath, he finds a guy. He sees there's a scramble drill, gets contact with him, makes sure he understands where he's at, follows him through the route. Now, this is where you would like to see him kind of somewhat play the ball, but at the same time, he's trying to play the receiver, keeping his eyes on the receiver's hands. Reaction time is key here, and he's trying to play it. Bad throw by Tua. The receiver wasn't able to react, and that's a linebacker ultimately being able to be out in coverage there. So that's a great play by Darien Butler. Here is where we get into the run defense, and this is going to be the most exciting part. Even though we've seen some crazy interception already and seen how he was able to drop into his zone sets, watch this play, and this is consistent because this is not just one fluke of a play. Watch how he gets around and that lineman literally goes flying. Look at him stumbling over himself because Butler's able to be savvy enough to get around these linemen. Now, usually you like to see these guys pop the linemen, but if you're able to get around them, sidestep them like this, and then be able to wrap around the running back, that's a beautiful play. I just want you guys to really appreciate what he's able to do on this play. Watch this big-ass lineman go flying. Zoop. And he comes in. Look at the lineman. He crashes into the back of his own player. Like, that is if that don't get you excited, bro, then I don't know what will. Here he is, 5'8", lined up to the left of your screen. Again, swoop. Gets low, gets around him. Don't block him in the back, but he makes the play. You try to block Darien Butler in the back, you're going to pay for it, all right? Just one more time so you guys understand, this dude kind of has this under wraps now. He doesn't completely make the tackle, but because he's able to loop around that, get around that blocker, Masterson's able to go free. And because he's forcing this running back to change directions and slowing him down, Masterson's able to come in, clean up. Beautiful play. These are a dynamic duo. I really like both of these UDFA linebackers, man. And watch this play, okay? There's 2 plays left in this one. Bear with me, but these are the most exciting run plays, and these will get you fired up as a Raiders fan. Watch them at the top of your screen, communicating with Masterson here, and you can see, boom. I don't know if this was a blitz, but if it was, he played it great. If it wasn't, my goodness, the instincts is impeccable. Now watch him go straight into the lane, running free up the gut and being able to bring this guy down. Him and Masterson just make a great duo. If you're a Raiders fan, let me know down in the comments, and you should be hyped for these two right here, because I know Denzel Perriman is going to be the starter at middle linebacker, but he does have some past history of dealing with injuries here and there. He even had to deal with injuries last year. And then you want to talk about another linebacker in Devon Diablo. And don't let me be the one to tell it, but I will say that I feel like he is somewhat injury prone. He seems to be getting nicked up a whole lot, especially moving to linebacker now. You have to be in a lot more contact rather than safety. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops, because your best ability is availability, as a lot of Raider fans like to say. And Devon Diablo is going to have to figure it out and try to stay healthy, or else dudes like this going in the backfield to make these kind of plays are going to steal your spot. Let's watch this one from the end zone angle. Again, I just wanted to reiterate. We just seen this play against the Patriots. He literally points out the 5'8". Hey, watch 5'8". Boom, zooms in, gets the guy behind the field. Let's go forward to the other play from the end zone angle, and you'll be able to see how our guy is able to do it once again. We've seen him sidestep linemen multiple times. We see him get in the backfield and stop the running back multiple times. We've seen him in coverage multiple times. And if this doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will as a Raiders fan, but these are backups. These are backups for the Raiders behind Denzel Perriman, behind Devon Diablo, Jayon Brown. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the season one of these guys are starting. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Darien Butler, even Luke Masterson. I may do a separate film study on Luke Masterson. Let me know in the comments if I should do the Luke Masterson breakdown, but also let me know if you guys think this dude will be starting by the end of the season, either him or Luke Masterson, because I honestly think one of them will be. Now, don't forget to go make a play and hit that like button, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time.